Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the show, Kathie J.
Ta-da! Hello, Larry Ulibarri.
Kathie J from Cozy 101.1.
80s, 90s, 2K, and today.
And you can hear Kathie J every day, starting at what time?
2 to 6.
2 to 6. Support our girl Kathie J on Cozy 101.1.
For real, I had no idea how many people listen to Cozy.
Well, you know, it's like if we've had our whole career here,
Yeah. So
it's like anybody that listened to you and us before is now a little bit older, and they're kind of like, you know, Cozy is a great station because you guys have such a variety of songs and music. So it's like, yeah, people can even hear like, oh, I remember that song. That was a great jam. And
totally.
So it's a good mix.
And so people have it on like at their nail salon. Someone just said it was on and all that stuff. So it is funny because they used to ride with us.
Right. And now they're like, right. They're more of a discerning age.
Now they're adulting, Larry. They're adulting.
Yes, they're adulting. We're all adulting. My back! Oh!
Oh, my God.
So the last episode, I happened to bring up something about Chris that he does where he clocks people's expired tags as we drive around town.
Yes, like to the point where it gets him very mad. It can ruin his drive because he starts realizing,
no, it's not.
Look at that.
It's not that anymore. It's really just kind of like slug bug. It's like a game. Okay. So he's just like, oop, that one's expired. Like when your aunt's going through your fridge. Expired.
What are you
expired.
Doing?
So we were just.
It says expired doesn't mean it is.
Well, yes, it does, actually. But the thing is, what turned out to be, you know, Chris's passing time while he drives is actually a thing. So they came out, the Denver police came out and said they are no longer going to be stopping people for expired tags or only one headlight working because they're trying to prioritize. You know,
you could read a lot into that. Like, do they have not enough people on the force? Are they, are they sick of it? Because in the past, you and me growing up, that used to be the easiest way for them to pull over somebody that they could get a lot more tickets out of. Like, oh, broken headlight, pull him over, see what's really going on in the car.
Right. It was a reason for them to kind of like, oh, see if you had a dead body in the trunk or a bunch of drugs or something. But now it's like, you know, part of the reason is, you know, they're like, the public is kind of like over the police, kind of like, you know, harassing people just to harass people or whatever. And for these low line offenses. But it kind of makes you mad if you're the person that buys your tags and, you know, you're kind of going by the rules. And then you're like, well, maybe I don't have to go by the rules. And the other thing is that I had read in this amazing article on IMFROMDENVER.com, posted by some guy named Larry Ulibarri.
I mean, who could that be?
In the article, I was writing about the fact that they are trying to implement these license plate readers like at different places. And initially that was like for, oh, you know, we can catch bad guys, you know, like if somebody, you know, stole a car or something, it'll be easier for us to catch that. Well, I think they're going to start using that to get people's tags. So when that license plate reader sees that your tag's expired, you probably will get a ticket in the mail.
Oh, and that's why the cops don't have to come find you on the street because they have another way the technology is going to find you.
The technology is going to catch up.
Ulibarri, never turn your back on the cops.
Exactly. And the thing is, it's like, you know, the cops are kind of battling this whole perception of, oh, we pulled somebody over and we accidentally shot them. So they're trying to combat that a little bit. And so they're right. So they're just trying to, you know, like minimize the interaction that people have to have with the police. But, you know, I always thought like, you know, that was like part of the revenue stream for the city was like handing out these tickets. So clearly the budgets must be fine.
Yeah, clearly they're but we know they're not. You know, that's funny that you say, you know, because we always hear that they can't hire people. But I don't think the budgets are fine anywhere, just so you know, except
exactly.
Amazon and Temu. Their budgets are great.
Right, exactly.
I feel that, you know, Denver just put this out saying, you know, that about the tags, we're not going to look for it. And for all the reasons we just said. They're trying, they're trying not to have, everything you said. But
Right.
did you hear that Aurora has gone the other way? Aurora
Oh.
is putting out that they are looking now for the tags. Like, so they
Okay.
put out things saying, so it's funny, you're in Denver and then you cross right over into Aurora and all of a sudden the
Exactly.
cops are looking at your tags.
Right.
So I
So
feel that, yeah.
stay out of Aurora.
Aurora's the second biggest city in the metro area. You can't stay
I know,
out of
and so that means a lot of people are going to be getting tickets. So just get your tags, and the more you put it off, the more expensive it gets. So
Yep. Suffer like the rest of us and pay your tags.
there was a story that came out where a man in leather chaps, he broke into a bar called the Brutal Poodle.
Now you and I live here in Denver. I'm so disappointed you've never taken me to the Brutal Poodle.
I didn't even know it existed till now. I mean, it sounds kind of like a leather bar.
Yeah,
I mean,
and you took me to a leather bar once.
we went to the Triangle one time. I was kind of pulling a joke on Chris, my husband, and her, and I just, it's all of a sudden you can literally go to this bar and you're in one of in the police. The movies where they went into the Blue Oyster
Yes.
Police Academy, right?
Yes.
So you're literally in where there's leather hats and chaps, and it's like that. It's like that. So we go in, and the guy stops us, and he's like, I was wearing like flip flops, and he's like, no
Right.
open-toed shoes, and I was like,
And we were like, what? And he said,
we could see a guy like in the distance, like with his ass out in his assless chaps, and I was like, so I can't come in, and he's like, no open-toed shoes, so we
and then
didn't
he
get to
even
go
pointed.
in.
He pointed to a sign, no open-toed
That said no
shoes.
open-toed shoes.
And there's a guy
Right.
with an open pants, like.
Right. I'm all my thong is different than his thong. Mine is on the front, and
Exactly.
then his is whatever. So the Brutal Poodle, I don't know if I think it's just like a dive bar. Like I don't know, it might be a biker bar.
Yeah.
But yeah, so like some guy went in there, they have him on camera, and he wore this really scary mask, and he was wearing leather chaps. So he probably is a customer, I would assume.
Yeah,
and he
well,
took,
young
like,
enough, definitely a dive bar. It seemed like it's a real community bar, so they're familiar with everybody coming and going in that bar because their GoFundMe's get going good. But it
Right.
seems like the guy, whoever it was, he was athletic enough to jump that fence and get in there,
Right.
like strong enough to crowbar it open.
Right, and so he got some cash and some credit cards that people accidentally left behind, which is just awesome because you're like, wait a minute, I left my card at the Brutal Poodle, and now
And I wasn't supposed to be at the Brutal Poodle.
right now you're looking at your charges and there's like 7 pairs of leather chaps. You're all, what? I didn't buy these.
How do I explain this to my wife?
Right, that's Brutal Poodle. But yeah, so we got to go check it out. I mean, like they were saying on the news, they're starting a GoFundMe for them, and like if you want to support them, come by and have a drink. And I was like, we got to go to the Brutal Poodle.
Oh, what a great name! What a great
I know.
name! I'm totally down.
The other thing I wanted to talk about is we saw that one of your favorite politicians had auditioned for American Idol. The very first season. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Marjorie Taylor Greene auditioning for American Idol.
Amazing. Wow, look at her.
I mean, that's her, right?
That's her. That's totally
When
her.
I do just mean
And so,
it'll
like,
be so right.
and she's like a terrible dancer and singer. That makes sense.
Come
She's kind of
on,
got
come
that
on,
man
yeah.
body that they were talking
And
about in
let
the
me
news.
get on.
Butch build. But
Oh, the butch build.
When I do
She's just, but you know what I'm noticing is she's happy. And she's
Right, so that can't be her.
That
That can't be her.
right, and she's singing a song by
Right.
black artists. That definitely can't be her.
No, that's Stephanie Sugar something.
Sugar Plum. Sugar Bliss. What is it? And even the name sounds fake. So you're like, it's obviously Marjorie.
Well, I mean, it's embarrassing if it is her, but I mean, I went and looked on Instagram under that name, and that is a real woman, and so she does look a lot like her, especially now because that woman's older since that was the first audition of American Idol.
Wow.
So she really looks like her now.
Wow.
Yeah, it's weird. Like, and the woman only has like, well, I mean, it's not surprising. She only has 300 followers, but
it's not about your followers, Larry.
Yes, it is.
She could have quality followers.
She has terrible posts. But the thing is, somebody should use her for a sketch, like SNL, or somebody needs to put her in a car commercial. Yeah.
She looks that much like her still.
Oh my God. And it's like, I feel bad for her because nobody wants to be told, you look exactly like Marjorie Taylor Greene. Right. Or nobody wants to hear, oh my God, you're a dead ringer for Lauren Boebert.
Yeah,
we gotta make fun of somebody ugly on the left now because we gotta keep this balanced.
You're a dead ringer for Bill Barr. What's his name?
Oh my God, are you Hillary Clinton? You're terrifying.
Go to the other.
Are terrifying.
Anyways,
yeah. So it's not her, but the woman is cursed with her looks.
Wow.
So,
but the Saturday Night Live skit, you never know. That is a smart idea.
100%.
Saturday Night Live did end for the season, but that means the new season of all the concerts at Fiddler's Green is taken off.
Oh yes, I was looking at the list, and there's definitely some that we'd want to go to. We grew up in the business, so we've been to like more concerts than the average person.
Yes.
So it's like sometimes when you work in an industry, like the last thing you want to do is work. So like for the longest time, like people are like, "Oh, you want to go to a concert?" I'm all, "No." Like I've been to all of them a million
times. And we got to go. I mean, and once you've been to the concert the way we got to go to the concerts, I mean, especially at Fiddler's Green where we had
You're presenting the show, right?
I mean, like we were backstage. We had access anywhere we went. You were up on the roof one time with Mac Miller. Like we could go anywhere.
I was partying with P. Diddy.
Yes, right.
Remember?
It's your best. I mean, I just feel like the things we've done at concerts and stuff, you can never match it just being a normal person. So why go?
Well, I mean, aren't you concerned about the fact that I just brought up that I'd partied with P. Diddy, and that was the next day after Summer Jam that we went on the air, I think on Monday, I was talking about the fact that I had woke up in the wrong pants.
Yeah, I love this drink. I like when you like this, Daddy.
He really did.
I think we should all be concerned about what happened to me.
What
did he do?
Yeah.
What did he do to me? And I mean, I think that Summer Jam, I was looking really hot. I was like real slim and
you really
tan.
were looking great.
Oh,
yeah.
Mm-hmm. So what did he do?
You keep trying to make that. What did he do to me?
What did he do to me? Like I want in on the lawsuit. I want in on the lawsuit. What did he do to me? Because I don't remember everything, and those weren't my pants.
They weren't your pants.
Here's who that I think you'll be excited. Neil Young.
Next.
Bush.
Next.
Blue Oyster Cult.
No. Don't Fear the Reaper. Godzilla. No.
Suicide Boys. We got Dave Matthews Band. Train and REO Speedwagon. Hoser. Creed. With arms wide open.
I have yet to be able to hear a Creed song and not hear you singing it.
Well, my Creed voice turned to the other guy when that one band that was
Eddie Vedder.
No, it was Honey Boo Boo Child. The network's got a plan for you.
The city, Denver, Colorado. The mystery, the vanishing burrito lady and burrito man. It wasn't that long ago where you could always rely on grabbing a burrito downtown from a cooler on a corner. But recently, the burrito people have vanished. From outside the ballpark to leaving the club at 2 a.m., the burrito people are nowhere to be found. Some Denverites have gotten so desperate, they've resorted to Taco Bell. Where have all the burrito people gone? Is it because groceries are so expensive they would have to charge $12 for each burrito just to make a profit? Perhaps they've been abducted by aliens to serve burritos on other planets.
Burritos! Burritos!
Whatever it is, the burrito people have disappeared. If you or somebody you know has seen a burrito person, call our 800 number now. If your tip leads to the arrest of anyone suspected in the disappearance of a burrito person, you can receive a reward. Stay tuned to Denver Fools and I'm from Denver for more details on the disappearance of the Denver burrito people.
Welcoming, ladies and gentlemen, to the program, Keith Hughes. Now, I almost said that you were Craig Hughes because there was a guy that when I was growing up, I was on the bus for school, and a guy named Craig Hughes sucker punched me in the nose and broke my nose.
Craig Hughes, I hate him.
Yeah, I know. But what was weird is we actually became really good friends after the fact.
Did you ever get back at him with anything?
No, he felt so terrible because I had to go to the hospital and get my nose fixed, and he was just like he wasn't like a tough guy or a bully. He was like a nerd like me, so he felt so horrible. He's like, "I'm one of you."
When did this happen? This is horrible. Like, did it happen? Like, how old were you? Like 25?
I was like in probably 7th grade.
Oh,
and so he cold cocked me, and I got my nose broken, and it really didn't hurt as much as it bled. But I digress. All right, so Keith Hughes is from Morning Sidekick, and why don't you tell people what Morning Sidekick is?
We do radio stuff for mostly for morning shows, but now it's for anybody. Things for the DJs to talk about and to play and to have in between the records is what we've been doing for a long time now.
For a long time, that's how we ended up meeting because, as a morning show, you want to come in with, a lot of content, and a lot of that comes from personal life. I know for Kendall, Kathie, and myself, we often brought up things that were going on with us, but also you can use a good comedy service to bring in some other elements. And I was doing bits on the radio station, and then sometimes I would get like a side gig or a voiceover because you guys were not only doing the Morning Sidekick, but you were a full-blown ad agency. Yeah. And so I was off of Santa Fe, and I remember going there usually after the morning show, and I'd make a good side living with voiceover stuff. You guys,
stuff. Yeah. We were doing a lot of radio commercials at the time for car dealers and everything, and
right.
We had this idea to do this comedy service for radio, and we were trying to get that going. And what would happen is we'd have people come in and do real commercials, like for car dealers. And then the car dealer and the client would leave, and we turn around and write a parody using pretty much the same script that we had just recorded. And when car dealer does it, push puller drag sale, and we'd make a joke out of that, right after they'd walk out the door. So we'd use that for inspiration. And then we had this treasure trove of Denver talent that we were able to tap into, and you were there.
Oh, thanks. I was one of the talent. So wait a minute. Here's the thing, though. It was so cool to go in there and see all these different voiceover people that were super talented come in, and that's what made your morning show service stand out above all the rest, is because you have this variety of voices. A lot of comedy services had like maybe 2 guys max, to do all the voices, and you have this steady flow. Plus, I mean, you guys are so creative and so funny. So when I got the opportunity to write and to produce with you guys and, give you concepts and we would collaborate, it was just as fun as doing the morning show to me.
Well, we had, like I said, it was all these people coming in who were big in Denver radio. This would have been the 90s. We had, reel off a few names, and people from Denver might know these people. Keith Riker from KYGO.
Right. Amazing voiceover guy.
Yeah, amazing guy. Dan Mitchell. Mitchell from, last heard in Denver on the Mountain.
Okay.
And
I remember
what was Ellen Dale.
There you go.
And Don Hawkins. At the time, we were working with Don Hawkins from Stephen B. and the Hawk.
Right, and that was the morning show that I listened to growing up. Yep. So when I got to go to Morning Sidekick and write bits with him and do voices with him.
Yeah.
That was like a full circle moment. Super exciting. I love that. The other thing is, like you were also giving me the ability to come with ideas and bits, so I would be able to, like.
Well, this is
and then
yes. Well, this is how we found you. We were working with my partner Jesse Smith. His wife is Robin Hart, who's actually still on KBCO and various
radio
stations.
legend.
Yes, but she, I guess, suggested to you or to us that we got this guy. He's got the song he wants to record, and you came in with. Black or White, Michael Jackson's Black or White song. You wanted to do a parody on that.
Right.
And this is when this was the decade of Michael. He was big.
Oh, yeah.
You walked in
and the thing is, it was
knocked it out.
Well, what's funny is when you're producing these things at the station, I was kind of limited to the tech that was at the station, but you actually had a real ability to record songs. And Keith is amazing musician. He can duplicate any music that he hears instantly almost. And with working with your keyboards and everything, you're always able to just make a song parody that much better. And so when I came in to do Black or White, you guys were like, oh, let's try some harmonies. And I'm like, oh, fancy. We're doing harmonies. And so you guys definitely upped my game. You made me up my game. And I just loved working with you guys. Like I said, I had a great job anyway, being able to play in the mornings and do fun radio with Dave Otto and stuff. But also to be able to get off the air and go hang out with you guys and cut it up. And you guys, we kind of had the same sense of humor.
Oh, yeah.
And so, it was awesome.
Do you have Black and White there? You want to knock it? Put it in?
I do. Like, hey, let me get a little piece of that.
My brother Jermaine tells me that I have changed. He sings about my face that I rearranged. And then there's people wondering if I'm a girl or a guy. But I still can't decide if I wanna be black or white. Ow!
What's funny is my voice, as you get older, your voice gets deeper. So now when I go do karaoke, there's certain Michael Jackson songs I can't sing because it's just too high.
Yeah. No, welcome. Yeah, welcome to aging. I
feel like Mariah Carey. Like I need more, honey in my throat. Here's another bit that we did. This is another Michael Jackson bit.
Hello, this is Michael Jackson. I'd like to address a persistent rumor that is currently circulating in the tabloid media. They say my face is melting. Ow! This is not true. Well, I have openly admitted to having several cosmetic surgeries in the past. These procedures were performed by highly qualified Guatemalan plastic surgeons who use only the highest quality materials. Excuse me, I have to blow my nose. After all, it's impossible for someone's face to simply melt, isn't it? So please, I'm asking all of my fans not to believe these horrible, grotesque, face-melting rumors. And I hope to go on entertaining you for many years to come. Tito, can you hand me a towel,
funny.
please?
You were
it was just
do you remember how you did that? Did we have to give you a cup of water to talk into, or
yes,
a rag?
Yeah. I actually literally was in the studio with water coming out of my mouth, talking into the mic. That's what's so fun about when we were doing these things, because at the time, before social media and before YouTube, your local morning show was the guy who did voices and song parodies. And then once YouTube hit, it was like, oh, I guess we're all doing it.
Yeah.
And then so it broadened everything. And so, but it was like, when we were doing radio and these bits for radio, it was always theater of the mind. And I became, through you guys, learned like how much, sound effects can help in a bit, and how much the right music and how much the ending of the music. And so, you guys definitely taught me some great things and was able to apply those to our show.
Yeah.
In addition to getting the morning sidekick. So yeah, like you guys were like an endless supply of comedy, man. Like comedy gold. And the thing is, I don't think people realize is that you have a show like Saturday Night Live, and it's like 20 people all working on the same show that all happens on one day, and all that. You have all these writers and everything going toward it. But a morning show, you kind of have to do live sketches and everything.
Exactly. In radio, you're in there every day, and you've got 3 or 4 breaks an hour, maybe to have something. You got to have something to say, something to play, maybe. In those days, it was they were trying to put on more than just traffic and weather. Let's add some entertainment value to this thing. So yeah, doing sketches and live bits.
Yeah, and just knowing that my sketches were going national and they were going on other stations was just a cool feeling. And like I said, Jesse, your partner, and you were so easy and fun to work with. It was just like one person would think of an idea and we'd be like, okay, that is hilarious. It was just a very natural kind of collaborative effort. Yeah.
We would, I don't know. You sit around and someone comes up with an idea and you kind of sketch it out. And I would usually come up with the concept. I'm pretty good with the concepts. And then when it came down to the punchline, the joke, I'm like, I don't have an ending for this. And Jesse, here it is. And he'd turn around and he'd come out with the ending right there. And like, there you go. There's the bit. So
I'm so glad we stayed in touch because to this day, I still use your talents because, sometimes you need to make a Golden Girls song, but you can't use the Golden Girls song because of copyright. So you're genius at taking a song and altering it just enough so it doesn't fall under the copyright infringement. Yeah. And so you're very talented.
Well, thank you. And I'm glad that we can use the Golden Girls as an example because, everybody who knows anything about them is dead now. But
right. There's no Golden Girls left. You're right. That is so sad.
Yeah.
But the thing is, you were talking about the different voice talents that came through. And I swear there was a guy that I met who was this little old man who was dressed kind of like a cowboy.
Dick Terry.
And he, and he told me he was the voice of the owl in the Tootsie Pop commercial. And then he gave me a Tootsie Pop.
Yeah, it was kind of creepy when he would keep pulling little miniature Tootsie Rolls out of his pants pocket. And it's like, thank you. I'll save it for later.
Warm. It's so warm.
It was pre-softened.
How many licks does it take to get to the Tootsie Roll center of a Tootsie Pop?
A good question. Let's find out. 1, 2, 3.
Right. 3. But I mean, he was famous because, being a voiceover person, and meeting somebody that did the owl in the Tootsie Pop commercial was pretty cool. I mean, and he was just a little old man and dressed like a little cowboy. He even had the little kerchief and
he had the little neckerchief, and he was a very nice guy. He fought in World War II and had his ship was under attack by a kamikaze pilot at one point. So he had these great stories. But here he was, this sweet little old guy with
candy in his pocket.
Candy, and he became the voiceover guy for Tootsie Roll.
I'm always excited when you're like, hey, can you do the movie voice? And I'm like, yes, I can. Yeah. What do you need me to say?
You called me up and you're like, hi, hello, this is Keith. Do you know who I am?
In a world,
and I'm like,
in a time.
I'm like, who in the hell could this be? I have no idea. It's like, hi, it's Larry. And I'm like, Larry, you used to do Michael Jackson up here? What are you doing talking down here? Incredible.
And now I used to have a voice that was way up here, and now it's way down where Morgan Freeman lives.
So anyway, but you asked what you're doing, and you're actually doing. You've done a couple things for us. What we're doing is, since we stopped doing the little parody spots for radio, podcasting has grown, and so we've started this podcast called Spoof. And what we do is make fun of current movies, current TV shows in a longer form. Instead of just doing like a 60-second radio bit, We do 8 or 10 minutes. Sometimes these are 15 minutes, like a longer sketch, a longer sketch parodying current movies. We've done Mission Impossible. We did.
Oh yeah, that was hilarious.
What else did we do? The Bear, the TV show, The Bear. The Exorcist.
Oh, yeah.
The Exorcist came out They did an Exorcist movie again last October, so we did the Exorcisters.
Right.
Two possessed girls, not one, but two this time. We did Aquaman when Aquaman came out in January. We did this one called Aquamanly that is terrific. And actually, we just finished Planet of the Red-Assed Apes.
That's already funny.
Yeah, well, there you go. The concept, we give it away the joke in the title, but it goes from there. So we just did a whole thing with the Planet of the Red-Assed Apes. And the one you were in that I can remember right offhand is Yellowstone. We're doing a kind of a long continuing series on Yellowstone, and you do Yellow Belly, we call it.
Right.
Do it again.
Yellow Belly.
There we go.
Yellow Belly. In a world.
Well, I'm honored to continue to work with you guys. It was amazing. I remember Kelly Ford, who worked at 9 News, and eventually I actually worked at KYGO as well. We were good friends. And she did a piece on me for 9 News about my being in radio and doing stuff with you guys. And she recorded a lot of stuff down there. Yeah. And so I'm in the process of getting that because it's on VHS. So I'm getting that transferred over to digital so I can throw it up on the podcast.
Where did you find
I'll
anybody?
Definitely have you on again.
Yeah. Here,
who does it? Costco.
Just a plug. Who? Anyway, well, here's a
Costco.
little.
You can just take your DVDs. Oh, yeah, there you go. Here, pull back a little bit. There you go. And so I would love to be on Spoof Podcast even more,
We'll do it.
Have you on our even more so.